it is going to be hot today, and you're going to need that sweet treat. Ice cream is definitely on the menu here today.
Yes, good morning to you. Thank you so much for getting up with us. It is the first day of fall, even if it doesn't feel like it. Let's get a check on that hot forecast with Netta. Mother Nature not on the same page just yet.
Not at all. Yeah, Mother Nature's like, hold on, I'm going to get to fall. Just wait for it. Not today. Yeah, today is going to be a hot one. So, of course, ice cream sounds great. Even right now, you step outside and it feels pretty lovely. This is our view over at Cardiff, the beach. That, if you can get to it, would be a great spot to find some relief. I know most people have work and school and things like that going on today. So hopefully you'll find some air conditioning, some shade. Don't spend too much time under the sunshine. We are going to see that sunrise at 6:37, and by 7 a.m. we're going to feel the heat because we don't have any clouds. There's that moon right there, a big bright light out there. Fall begins officially at 12:20. It'll be a scorcher today, 10 to 20 degrees above average. We're looking at 100 to 105 in some of our hotter spots. The cool down, though, begins tomorrow. Here's a quick check of traffic, and for now, things are looking pretty good all throughout North County. No major incidents, but I do want to take you right to this spot right here. This is a crash that just showed up here on the 5 at the 15. It's 5 northbound right after the 15. This is in National City. You can already see that backup right there on the northbound side. Right-hand shoulder is blocked. The number 3 lane blocked as well as they work to clear that wreckage. And I'll send it back to you.
Netta, thank you. New this morning, a convicted killer is in custody after trying to escape a local hospital by jumping out of the window onto the roof.
Oh, the bizarre escape led to an increase in law enforcement early this morning, and shots were even fired at one point. News 8's Evan Ronnie is live outside Alvarado Hospital Medical Center near SDSU with the latest now. Good morning, Evan.
Good morning to you as well, Stella and Eric. That's right, the sun just about to come up after what was a pretty chaotic morning here at Alvarado Hospital. The details that we have confirmed by News 8 is that an inmate, a convicted murderer and kidnapper, was in this hospital when he attempted to escape from it. We'll give you some of those details that we know. This inmate was serving a life sentence who was brought to the hospital. He tried to escape last night into early this morning. Police believe he made it onto the roof of that hospital by jumping out of a window. The inmate is serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole on kidnapping and murder charges, and they believe he may have changed into some sort of janitorial outfit before he tried to escape. So it was some sort of combination of changing into that janitorial outfit as well as trying to leave out of a window, and eventually he did make it onto the roof of this hospital. Now, after the altercation on the roof of the hospital, police say someone was taken into custody around 1 a.m. Because that search did stop following that man being taken into custody, we believe that that means that that convicted felon was the one that the police brought into custody. Now, as you heard from Eric there were shots fired during this altercation, but San Diego Police Department says they believe that this was an accidental discharge that took place on the roof of the hospital during that altercation and that nobody was hurt in the process. So still more developing details from this. We do not know how this convicted felon was or why he was in the hospital in the first place. We also believe that he is now still in the hospital under that constant supervision, but the investigation is likely still ongoing as to how he was exactly able to make it from his hospital room onto the roof of the hospital. We spoke with someone who was here at the hospital last night. He said he heard those gunshots fired, but at the time they weren't notified what exactly caused those gunshots or what the cause was. He instead said that he heard from a nurse passing by what that situation was on the roof of the hospital. So again, still getting more details related to this just down the street from San Diego State University. But for now, I'll send things back to you from Alvarado Hospital. I'm Evan Irani, News 8.
New this morning, firefighters trying to figure out what caused a fire at a tow yard in Logan Heights. You can see the massive flames on your screen here. Started around 2:30 this morning on National Avenue. This is just west of the 15. The fire damaged a number of vehicles. It took crews about 30 minutes to put out those flames. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
Developing this morning, police are investigating a homicide in Bay Terraces. At least one person was shot and killed. It happened on South Meadowbrook Drive near Paradise Valley around 8 last night. Police have not released any other details about the shooting, but we will bring you any new information when we get it. Right now, Carlsbad police are searching for this missing man. Take a look at your screen. They say he's at risk. This is 74-year-old Brett Miller. He was last seen yesterday around La Maria Senior Living. This was between 5 and 5:30 p.m. Brett Miller is 5'7". He weighs 145 pounds. He has blue eyes, gray hair. Miller was last seen wearing a navy polo shirt and gray shorts. Carlsbad police say if you have any information, please give them a call.
Today, the CDC will consider a third dose of the Pfizer vaccine and who should get it. Their meeting is expected to last 2 days. This comes after an FDA advisory committee voted unanimously to recommend boosters only for people who have a high risk of severe COVID and those over the age of 65. Now, the CDC has to give its own approval. And new this morning, President Biden is set to announce the U.S. will buy 1 billion Pfizer vaccines to share with the world. That is double the amount of doses the U.S. was expected to donate to other countries. This comes as the president gets ready to host a virtual COVID summit today. The summit has an ambitious goal to develop a plan to vaccinate at least 70% of the world's population within a year.
Sewer rates are going up in the city of San Diego. City Council approved a 5% price hike in January 2022, and there will be a series of yearly increases through 2025. Single-family homes will be hit the hardest, with businesses, condos, and apartments actually seeing rate decreases. The increases will help pay for the pure water recycling system and system upgrades. City Council also passed a 3% water rate hike.
Well, today is the first official day of fall, and we are dealing with increased fire danger as we deal with this scorching heat.
Our team is making sure we are ready for the day ahead. Netta Ramport tracking the temperatures where you live. But let's go ahead and check in with Chris Groh live outside CAL FIRE headquarters. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Eric and Stella. And pretty early on yesterday, you could feel that heat building up, and then we saw what the worst of that can be, and that included 2 brush fires within our county. Now, let's take a look at them because, again, this is another great reminder here of just how exactly dangerous this heat can be coupled with dry conditions. Now, crews were quickly able to put out a 1-acre riverbed brush fire up in North County in Bonsall near Little Gopher Canyon and Old River Roads. But then in a little bit of a more urban area in University City, crews got a quick handle on a fire that broke out beside the 805 near Noble Drive. Now, thankfully, these did not turn out to be much worse than what they were. Just some brush fires, no reported injuries or anything more serious than that. But it is another great reminder for people to make sure that they're prepared with this heat. And it's not just about fire damage, because we're at the point now where if you don't have that defensible space, it's probably not advised to go ahead and do that work because you could cause a fire with these types of conditions. But for those of you that need to stay cool today, you can drink plenty of fluid, stay in an AC room, stay out of the sun, wear light colored clothing, and check up on relatives and neighbors that you know are either at risk to severe heat conditions because they don't have AC or some other type of pre-existing conditions. And always, young children and pets should never be left alone in the car without it turned on and the AC running. But for those of you that don't have AC, there are a number of cool zones across our county. As always, you can go to our website, cbs8.com, click on that help button to get a look at where you can go closest to you. But for a better look at exactly what we're facing later on today, or really pretty soon, we're going to turn now to Netta Ramport in studio. Netta?
Chris Groh, thank you so much. Great advice right there. And you saw what Chris was wearing, that light white shirt. That's the kind of clothes you should be putting on today. So as you're trying to figure out how to get ready for the day, I would suggest any light clothing, short sleeves, shorts, all of that will be very helpful. Flip-flops, yeah, go ahead if your workplace allows it. There's no need to obviously layer for today because we're already feeling that heat. There's the waning gibbous moon, or remnants, I would say, of the harvest moon. We certainly have that bright light that's out there in clear conditions across San Diego County. So we're waiting for that sunrise, 6:37. That's when it's coming on. We have that heat advisory right now until 8 o'clock tonight. The inland valleys, look how hot things are going to get today. 95 to 105. We reached triple digits yesterday, but today's going to be even hotter. It's also going to be drier. We have widespread heat advisories from the border all the way north of LA, so you can see it's widespread. But Chris talked about the fire risk as well, so I want to take you through this fire risk forecast model. By 3-4 o'clock today, we do see that moderate risk for the west side of the mountain, so that's very much much populated areas like Fallbrook, Ramona. You see right along the border there in Otay Mesa area. So the fire risk elevates a bit because of the offshore winds. We still have another day of these dry Santa Anas, and it just continuously dries out the air, the vegetation, and then you add the heat to the mix, and that's of course why we see the risk elevate. 69 degrees right now in downtown San Diego, clear conditions, 70 in Alpine, 67 in Chula Vista. We're in the 70s in our deserts. Now, just you wait. The sun comes up, these numbers will move up quite quickly. So I'll get into the details of the hot temperatures, when we'll see that cool down all coming up.